Hey boys, this is how 16-foot deer blind guy does it right here. Stupid fucking video. Hey guys, Charley the plumber. So it's October 25th weekend. It's Friday. 10 minutes to 5 right now. Just got out here, got the bow cocked. Flies everywhere, got them out. Got 3 windows open. And we're ready to rock and roll. Mama give me the go ahead today. She's like, you need to fill the freezer. So I don't know, we'll see what happens on that. Need to get all my stuff around. I'm not ready, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Some people say it's prime rut weekend. From my understanding, we got one more good weekend ahead of us, and then we're done. Then I head to the UP after that. I won't be hunting the 6th, 7th, and 8th weekend. Be staying home with Mama on that weekend, kissing up a little bit, because we're going to be headed to the UP on November 12th. So we're ready to go. So yesterday, I gave you a little update as to what we saw yesterday. This morning, we got out here, and it was a lively 35 degrees out in the Sunrise side of Michigan, and was a somewhat productive morning. I did see a nice shooter 8-point, but it was 92 steps away, 92 yards away through the binoculars, so that obviously was out of the question. I thought about shooting a doe this morning as well, but unfortunately what happened with that is I had my window closed on one side, but as soon as I opened up that window, she was like, she didn't want nothing of it. So she kind of stepped away. Well, I'm going to shoot one of the big fat does, at least to put some meat in the freezer, and just get on with my, that way I'm not concerned whether I miss a deer, shoot a deer, whatever the case may be. So we're back for the afternoon sit. It is 4:34 right now. The blind was 90 degrees when I first walked in. It's 63 outside. Hawk 2, you gotta spill on that thing. Guys, with it being Pops' birthday, in my head, I think I've got it figured out that tonight's gonna be a bad night for a doe. You know, it is what it is. I teared up today when I made my Facebook post and tried to talk the other people into maybe shooting a doe with me as well, just as a gratuitous, hey Pops, we're thinking of you. And he would say, too warm, shouldn't be shooting does right now, it's too friggin' warm. Well, you know what, Pops, I'm gonna do the best I can to piss you off right now, or tonight. So we are on secret location right now with the old buck, that old 5-spot Freddy shot. He is 100% camera shy, but I got Cliff the Killer here. He's going to help me out with this. You all know Cliff the Killer.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
So Cliff, he shot this thing on state land, is that true?
That is correct.
You know, so I understand that when he was on his way up, he seen this buck earlier in the weekend. He went back and he found it again, or seen it a second time, and he finally said, you know what, I'm going after that thing.
It just so happened that jumped on one of the mapping services, rhymes with schmonics, found a piece of state land that was close by, set up, old school, sitting on the old tripod. You pop them open, hurt your ass after a little while, but it pays off.
Absolutely a hateful seat. We've all sat on them, or some of the older guys have sat on them, but this is a real nice 8-point. I think he's pretty happy with it. First buck that he's ever shot via state land in 25 years, which is pretty cool. You know, and here's the coolest thing. Today, G-Paw's birthday.
He's even using G-Paw's knife to gut the deer, and we're going to help him skin it out.
We're going to get her skin down right now because it's going to cool down tonight, but we want to get the skin off, get the hide off. We always throw some water in there, rinse out the blood and whatnot inside here, so.
That could have not sounded more fake.
October 27th already. This morning I've seen 4 deer, 1 spike-horn. It's cold out. wind is blowing 18 is what it says online. You can hear it. See if we can show you that windmill back there. It's blowing 1,000,000 miles an hour. But got the bow on the blind already. Took that out. Took a few other things out. And walking out there right now. Had a nice 6-point on the camera this morning. And if it comes in tonight, I don't know. It was pretty nice, pretty wide, pretty high. I've let 3 bucks pass this year. And I'm getting to the end of my hunting season. This will actually be the probably last weekend that I'll be at Shady Acres. It's actually Halloween, so I'm dressed up as a long-haired wizard. Can we call it a wizard? Wow, seems like I got behind these trees and it quieted right down. Here we sit, Halloween night. Yes, I did get chewed out for leaving, not because I have kids or grandkids, but because my daughter-in-law, producer Shelby, said, "What do you mean, Dad, you're leaving? This is a family tradition. You're not going to be around Thanksgiving, so you should spend one last year, just in case we don't live in this house anymore in 2 years, for Halloween." And I really was torn on that. Shelby, I apologize because I'm sitting in my deer blind right now instead of getting ready to come to Halloween. I truly enjoy the time up there, but I'm also may miss December black powder season, so this could be my last weekend this year up at Shady Acres. So I felt as though I had a duty to the Orion deer blind to sit here for a full weekend. Got up here, had a beer in the barn with 5-spot and 16-foot deer blind guy, and now we're out in the blind. Wind is blowing 18 out of the southwest, so we've got a hell of a wind. I've got one window open right now, just for the simple fact that I'm hoping that as deer come in, I can open windows as need be. Don't know what's going to happen tonight. I've got the camera over here just in case I get a shot, but you know me, I have such a hard time friggin' turning cameras on because I get pretty excited. So we'll have to see what's going on. I've passed 3 bucks this year and I'm getting a little bit of a itchy finger, not because of other things, but because I missed the one early in the year, and I think it's time to stretch my finger out again. So anyway, I'm here in the blind, and we're going to see what we see. Friday morning, approximately 10:15, ready to get down and go in and have some grub. Old 5-spot Freddy brought stuff for grub, so we're going to eat in this morning. I'm going to have to jump in the truck, head up to town because I've got a craving for some bagel bites or pizza rolls. This fat guy hasn't had none of them in quite some time, so I'm super excited for tonight. Had a good morning this morning. I seen a shooter buck to the north, or what I thought was a shooter buck chasing does. So we're back. It's 2:30, day after Halloween, so I think that's November 1st, and I've had a deer on my camera that's been in the food plot off and on for about 45 minutes. And I said, you know what? It's time for me to come out there. So I packed myself a little lunch, Gene and pizza rolls. Got the old fry pan set up. We should be able to get somewhere around 9 of these on here. We're going to squeeze a couple extra in just because I'm a little bit hungry. Pizza rolls, cast iron pan. "6:30 in the morning. Just come out, 32 degrees out. It's showing 23 on the outside, and it's showing low temperature on the inside, which means that it's pretty freaking cold out here. So I got the huntorion.com blind 68 out here, fully insulated, so we're going to crank this bitch up, get her nice and toasty in here. So anyway, happy everyone stopping yesterday. Stellar day. Seen probably $4 or $5. I did pass on them. Got yelled at by Producers Act for friggin' letting them go. He's like, "Are you a vegetarian?" I said, "No, I just, looking for something a little bit bigger." Hopefully this morning brings some better luck with some bigger deer. Time to go hunting. Let's go. It is 4:30, 4:34 to be exact. Tomorrow, fall back instead of spring forward. As I'm walking out here, old Mr. 4-point, 6-point, whatever you want to call him. So he's got a real nice 4, and then off the front, which I always thought were G2, they're not. He's got 2 little short nubs on both sides, and then 2 broad tines. So probably a 6, potentially an 8. Standing out here welcoming me, I welcome with open arms for you to come out here while I'm here. So I just spooked him off. It's all good. I wasn't going to shoot him. I passed him this morning anyway. So showing 80 degrees in the blind right now, 54 outside. Hotter than a devil in here. Got some flies that are flying around in here. We're going to kill a doe tonight. You can bet that. So I got it done tonight. Shot me a doe tonight. Here's what happened. Unfortunately, it come in, got into the food plot. It was about 30 yards, and I pulled up to my 30-yard pin, and next thing you know, I friggin' squeezed it, and wham, down it goes. Unfortunately, I spined it. What the hell? So obviously I thought, maybe you shot a little high. So it's flopping around. So basically what I did was I put another one in it, and I shot same spot. Friggin', I got 2 in a great group. So I was like, well, this sucks. You never want to see an animal friggin' suffer. So I stuck a 3rd one in and shot it down and basically took care of it at that point. But, never went nowhere. But like I say, it sucks ass. You hate to see an animal suffer. So, but got a doe down, waiting for the meat wagon to show up. We're going to get her gutted out. Got the tag all taken care of, ready to place that on there as soon as they get down. And we're good to go. So got one down, waiting for the wagon to get here, and then we're going back to have some drinks. Need to relax a little bit, just chill. So thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Someone actually shot something. Nice job, CTP.
So here it is. Took 1, 2, 3 shots to finally finish the old girl, but she's down, meat in the freezer. It's all good to go. I apologize to the deer gods for something like this. Spined it the first time, shot it a second time, spined it the second time. Third time, I made sure that I come down a little bit lower where I needed to be, and I put it out of its misery. So I apologize. Now the work begins. Let's go.
He's fling him like baby poop out there. Yeah, it's why another 3-pack on the way home.
That might be the case. I just drilled a friggin' 8-point, not giant wide, but he's pretty thick. Last night, I had that doe come in, and I spined it twice. It killed that one. This time, I waited, he was like 30 yards. And I put the friggin' arrow in, perfect shot. Had no idea. I'm not sure how far he went. I seen him about 50. So yeah, he went more than 20, but that was a good shot. That was the 4th or 5th deer I seen. Actually shaking a little bit after that one. I watched him come from the north, all the way over into the food plot. And I had the bow up on him a couple of times, and it just didn't present the shot. And then he started to turn, he started to walk out, and hell yeah, pretty excited. I told myself I wasn't going to shoot a smaller buck, but goddamn, it come in and presented itself, and it did it for me. Whew. I think have this one to have Uncle Theo do the European on it. I seen 5-spot Freddy's European. It's pretty badass. It's 7:46 a.m. So we're gonna sit here for a bit and let things cool down.
Alright guys, it is Sunday. The worst day to shoot a deer because you have to pack up, get all your stuff home. But RK, 16-foot deer blind guy, and CTP both shot deer. 5-spot Freddy went over to help CTP, and Theo and I are going over to help RK. Not sure on the shot. RK thinks his was high, so we'll see how far it went. CTP is off into the neighbor's woods looking because he said he put a good shot. He found blood on the arrow, but it's running. So I'm going to give RK a hand, and then we'll swing over and help CTP. And then there's a little bit of hair right here.
Yes. That's a big bastard.
Yeah, he was a little high.
It's not that bad though, huh? It come out. It didn't come out.
It didn't.
It's still in there. Sweet.
Didn't go really that far either.
No. Just there's no exit wounds, so there's no fucking blood.
All right.
That is fucking sweet. Let me get a pick.
Clean them up for the pick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Turn them a little bit that way. Very nice. Sweet.
Hey boys, this is how 16-foot true deer blind guy does it right here.
We found RK's buck. I'm on my way to go help track C-dubs or CTPs. RK and Ted, they are back gutting that other one out. They weighed it. One of the biggest buck ever shot on this property was the claim made in pickers. I feel like CTP yesterday into the pickers. But alright guys, I'm gonna go track them down.
Hey guys, Charley the plumber here. Hey, I'm here with RK, 16-foot deer blind guy. And he shot a real nice buck this morning. Tell us what happened. Give me the spiel. I will give you the spiel. I was sitting there and I had a camera in this little food plot I have, a food plot to the west. And I was looking at a big field I have to the east, and the camera went off. I turned and looked and there was nothing in the field. What the heck? So I pulled up my phone, I looked at the picture. Well, when I blew up the picture, there was a buck standing just off the field, and there was a doe that had chased it through the field that triggered the picture. So I waited a little bit, and sure enough, that doe came back into that field, and I figured that buck got to be somewhere, so I'm not leaving until that doe cut leaves. And the doe stayed there, and out walked the buck right in a spot where there was a scrape about this big, 43 yards. Let the old 10-point bolt fly and hit it. I thought I hit a little high, to be honest with you, but it didn't go maybe 70 yards. Okay, I hear it didn't bleed a lot. It did not. We had the tracking dog on it, Uncle Theo, and he picked up a little blood, but it was a double long. It was full of blood. So would you say this is your personal best? Because that's a darn nice buck. I think that is definitely my personal best. And you're going to just cut the horns off and throw them in the garage? Throw them in the garage. Yep, that's what we do. So are you going to get are you getting a full head mount for the living room, or what do you got going on? Probably a quarter turn. Okay, yeah, it's got a wall picked out at home in my little trophy room, so the wife will be happy, I'm sure. That'll be absolutely awesome. It's a great buck. It's why don't you go ahead and give us a little as a personal best there. That's a great buck. So I'm on camera a couple times, always at night. And this is the fruits of the labor putting in these food plots in August when we're friggin' bitching about old 5-spot Freddy's old beat up crappy plow. This is what we get. So second, I will say this, second sit I passed a 9-point. I passed an 8-point a couple days ago. There was another 8-point in the big field today. Didn't come in close enough. I guess you wait long enough, the big ones do come in. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Don't forget, Charley the plumber. Check out our other videos. See, we're getting ready to go to the UP. So, see ya. See ya.
I get a text. You say you whacked a 8-point.
At the camera.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay, okay.
You whacked an 8-point, and you said you had a decent shot on it.
I thought it did.
What happened? Walk me through the scenario.
So basically what happened was this morning I wasn't going to go out because yesterday I shot a doe last night, and I had little issues with the doe. I had to shoot it 3 times. So I'm not like Cliff. I didn't use the same arrow and shoot it 3 times. I actually shot 3 arrows at it, spined the first 2 arrows, and then the third one I put it out of its misery from my blind. So when I come in, we had a couple of cocktails. I was a little bit fuzzy. So this morning when I got up, I said... It's
not often that you get drunk twice in one day. And that's what happened yesterday.
That is true. That is true. So basically, before we went out, I had a couple of old fashions, and I went into the pickers for whatever reason. And if you don't know what the pickers are, that's where you go in, you get, things get on your feet and your legs and scratches you all to hell. It's kind of the same thing that happened. So yesterday I was in the pickers. I went out to my blind, and I full knew going out to my blind that I was going to get some of the best sleep that I've ever got. I got a solid hour and 15 minutes of just absolutely great sleep. So anyway, shoot this doe, come in, get back into pickers again here in the barn. Captain Dan and some of the people, some relatives come over. So I got back into pickers. So this morning I was a little foggy. The alarm goes up. We got fall back for whatever the season. So I was an hour short on sleep. Went out there this morning, sat down, and I got some issues going on health-wise. So I don't know if I'm going to make up black powder or not. So my thought was, I'm going to shoot this doe last night. Well, then I see these 2 doe coming across the ditch and into the food plot. When I seen them, I threw the glasses up on them. Yeah, both does. And then I looked behind them, and there was an 8-point coming behind it. And I said, oh, that's a good looking 8-point. So I get it in my head.
Oh, there's a trophy shooter right there.
Don't worry, 16-foot deer blind guy.
Here.
He's going to take our friggin' setup. This buck comes in, got the glasses up on it. It was a nice buck. This deer comes around and it stops right behind this little twig tree, and I squeezed the trigger, and I thought I had a great shot. I really did. I told Zach, I told the guys here at camp, I said, I just whacked an 8-point. I feel good about it, all this good stuff. We started tracking it. We had some good blood. It took off, went probably, I'm going to say a couple 100 yards, and then the blood got real thin. The blood was bright red, and the arrow actually went through. We found the arrow. It had went probably this far, passed through on the ground. So I found the arrow, found the thing. What it boils down to is we tracked it quite a ways. We went 80 acres next to us. We got permission, went over there, and we tracked it, and we lost it, lost blood. So this year I am on bucks, I'm 0 for 2, and I'm thinking that my season really sucks. I did shoot a doe, so that's good, but
3 times.
3 times, yeah, that's right. So basically this year I've shot 5 times this year.
You know what your problem is?
What was my problem? I didn't bend at the knees, at the waist.
Yeah.
But anyway, you will hear us revisit this on the Tuesday night podcast, 7 p.m. And that's all I can tell you. I choked again, I guess. Is that good enough?
That was very long.
It was long. It was long, but our listeners deserve to hear the full story.
All I wanted you to say is, I missed again.
I didn't miss it though. I friggin' shot a 8-point. I thought a good shot on it. See ya. Stupid fucking video. Who wants to do these anyway?